Fate of pyruvic acid. Now, when the pyruvic acid, after the glycolysis process, if it enters into yeast, then it will produce ethanol and carbon dioxide and energy. And in case if it enters into muscles, it undergoes incomplete oxidation to form lactic acid and energy. But if the pyruvic acid enters into mitochondria, complete oxidation takes place in the presence of oxygen, and that's called as aerobic respiration. So the mitochondria has got an outer membrane that is continuous, and the inner membrane will be folded to form cristae, and the space within is called matrix. So aerobic respiration can be divided into two steps. The first step, they create NADH plus H plus and FADH2 in the matrix. They are high energy compounds and they will release electrons to the inner membrane. That will be the second step. In the second step, electron transport chain will be located in the inner membrane. So FADH2 and NADH plus H plus will release the electrons to the electron carriers located on the electron transport chain within the inner membrane. And when these electrons they move from one compound to another, they get oxidized and reduced. The energy will be used to synthesize ATP, and that's what happens during aerobic respiration, and it also releases carbon dioxide, water and large amount of energy during this step. The first step is called oxidative decarboxylation. When pyruvate from the cytoplasm enters into mitochondria, first it will get oxidized to form acetyl coenzyme A with the removal of carbon dioxide, and in the presence of the enzyme pyruvate dehydrogenase, coenzyme A and NAD+. So pyruvic acid will get oxidized by NAD+, and they'll combine with coenzyme A in the presence of this enzyme pyruvate dehydrogenase to form a 2-carbon compound called acetyl coenzyme A. Pyruvic acid is 3-carbon compound. By removing carbon dioxide, and pyruvic acid also gets oxidized by the removal of hydrogen to produce NADH plus H plus. That's why this first step is also called oxidative decarboxylation. When pyruvic acid gets converted to acetyl coenzyme A, NADH plus H plus is produced and removal of carbon dioxide takes place. This process is called oxidative decarboxylation. This is the first step. Now acetyl coenzyme A will enter into citric acid cycle, which is also called as Krebs cycle or tricarboxylic acid cycle, where acetyl coenzyme A will combine with a 4-carbon compound called oxaloacetic acid to form citric acid. Citric acid will also undergo oxidative decarboxylation to form alpha ketoglutaric acid with the removal of carbon dioxide and the formation of NADH plus H plus. Alpha ketoglutaric acid will be converted to succinic acid again by removing carbon dioxide and producing NADH plus H plus. This time guanosine triphosphate is also produced. Later they will form ATP. Succinic acid will get converted to malic acid by the production of FADH2. Malic acid will form oxaloacetic acid by producing NADH plus H plus. So during this cycle, there are 4 points where NADH plus H plus is produced and one place where FADH2 is produced. So this is for one pyruvate, whereas in glycolysis 2 pyruvate molecules are produced. So we can say that there are 8 NADH plus H plus produced and 2 FADH2 produced on the whole. Now Krebs cycle is also called citric acid cycle because citric acid has 3 carboxylic acid groups. So you can see a 1, 2, 3. 3 carboxylic acid is produced. So that's why citric acid cycle is also called tricarboxylic acid cycle.